Noel Grealish, please, on behalf of the regional.
Taoiseach, I have raised the issue of our bail laws in this House several times in the past, and I feel compelled to do so once again today. That is because, according to the latest figures I have received from the CSO, more than 275,000 crimes have been committed in this country in the past 10 years by people who are out on bail, having been charged with other offences. These crimes range from murders to theft, sexual offences to burglary, and the situation is getting worse. In 2022, for which stats has only recently become available, there were almost 32,500 crimes committed by offenders while out on bail. That is a staggering 41% increase on the total of 10 years previous, and amounts to about 90 crimes every single day of the year. In the past decade, this country has seen a doubling of the incidence of some crimes committed by people out on bail, including attempts or threats to murder, assaults, drunk driving and drug offences. We have also suffered substantial increases in public order offences, up 75%, theft up 72%, damage to property up 53%, and burglary up 50% by these people. Over that 10-year period, recorded crime incidents where at least one offender was on bail included 85 homicides, 268 sexual offences, more than 10,000 attempts or threats to murder and assaults, and also 71,000 thefts, 57,000 public order offences, 26,000 drug offences and 14,000 burglaries, and many more other offences, some of them extremely serious breaches of the law. 1 in every 6 crimes committed in this country is now being perpetrated by somebody already charged with another offence and granted bail to roam the streets to prey on others. Taoiseach, surely this points to a need to radically reform our bail system. Among those stats I have outlined, you can be sure there are many hardened career criminals with hundreds of convictions under their belt who are being allowed to carry on ruining the lives of others. They know that every time they are caught, they will be let out on bail until their case is heard. Taoiseach, when will this government wake up to the reality and seriously tackle the problem of people, very often serial offenders, being granted bail and, as the figures show, have no hesitation in leaving the courthouse and resuming their life of crime straight away? Taoiseach, will you strengthen the laws governing the granting of bail so that the law-abiding people of Ireland are protected by these criminals?
I want to thank the Deputy for raising this important issue again in the House. Above all, I want people to be safe and to feel safe in their homes and on our streets. So we're responding with more Gardaí, better equipment for our Gardaí and stronger laws, more judges and more places in our prisons. The Garda budget has never been higher, 2.3 billion a year. That's up 25% in 4 years. And we're building stronger, safer communities. Bhuailm go mbeadh daoine sábháilte agus go mbeadh siad sábháilte ina dtithe agus ar na sráidne. Mar sin táimid ag freagart le níos mó Gardaí, a tréalamh níos fearr dar na Gardaí agus líthe níos láide, níos mó brethbh agus níos mó spás a brisún. Ní raibh buiséid an Garda Síochána riamh níos airde. Sin suas 25 faoin gcéad I gceithre bliana, agus táimid ag tógáil poblí níos láidre agus níos sábháilte. I do understand the frustration that people feel with regard to recidivism and repeat offenders. We have to make sure that our laws are as tough as they can be, while acknowledging the fact that over 70% of people who engage with the criminal justice system have mental health issues or addiction challenges. The law in relation to bail is comprehensive and has been strengthened on a number of occasions over the past few years, most recently in 2017 under Minister Francis Fitzgerald. As the Deputy is aware, bail legislation must be built around the constitutional presumption that an accused person is innocent until proven guilty. The presumption of innocence is a cornerstone of our legal system and is a fundamental principle behind the right to a fair trial. And the fact that somebody may have been guilty in the past doesn't mean that they're guilty now. So restricting a person's liberty prior to trial is a very serious matter. Judges are independent in their exercise of their judicial functions, and the decision to grant bail or refuse bail in a particular case is solely a matter for the judge concerned. Among the matters the court can have regard to when deciding whether or not to refuse bail is the persistent serious offending by an applicant, and in specific circumstances the nature and likelihood of any danger to a person or to the community from granting bail. The Bail Act of '97, which followed the '96 referendum, enables courts to refuse bail for a person charged with a serious offence to prevent the risk of another serious offence being committed while on bail. Since then, the bail laws have been further strengthened, specifically by the Criminal Justice Act in 2007, the Criminal Justice Burglary of Dwellings Act 2015 and the Criminal Justice Act of 2017.
Look, 85 murders have been committed by people out on bail over the last number of years, and I do appreciate that some efforts have been made over the years to strengthen the bail laws, but the figures speak for themselves. As I said, more than 32,000 crimes a year are now being committed by people who have been charged with other offences and are out on bail. And more often than not, their court appearances are being totally funded by the taxpayers of this country, who have forked out millions to pay for free legal aid. Free legal aid in criminal cases is costing us more than €76 million a year. That's gone up steadily, up from €64 million in the last 5 years. In 2022, the courts issued more than 81,000 criminal legal aid certificates, again a big jump on the 72,000 total for the 5 years previously. In that 5-year period, the financial payout has been €342 million of the Irish taxpayers' money, where these criminals have contributed absolutely nothing, because they don't have to make any contribution towards the cost of their defence, no matter how many times they have appeared in court. The current system is not doing its job in deterring criminals from offending again. Much stronger action needs to be taken, and a major reform of our bail laws are urgently needed, Taoiseach.
Thank you, Deputy.
Thanks very much, Deputy. Just first of all, in our engagements with An Taoiseach, they advise us that the state's amended bail laws have proven to be effective. While there's no immediate proposal to amend the state's bail laws further, we will keep them under review, and certainly if the Gardaí advise us and ask us to make further reforms to our bail laws, we will give that detailed consideration, and certainly in an appropriate way in our engagements with the judiciary. We can say to them that it's important that they honour their responsibilities as well when it comes to making the right decisions on who is refused bail and who is not. In terms of legal aid, there are reforms currently underway, being led by the Minister for Justice, Helen McEntee, and she is giving examination to a suggestion that the Deputy made previously, that perhaps legal aid or the cost of legal aid could be recouped from a recidivist after found guilty. You can't presume that somebody who's accused is guilty and refuse them legal aid, even if they've committed a crime in the past. But if somebody is guilty of recidivism, receive legal aid, there perhaps is the possibility to recoup some of that. It may not have much practical effect where a criminal doesn't have any means, but some of them do have means, quite frankly. And I think it would send a message that will be heard. But again, something that Minister McEntee has under consideration.
Ar mágad a Taoiseach sin deir initial question on the cheannarí.